Welcome back to the Draw Fairway to Green podcast. Your host Nathan. I am here with a special guest, Kelly Okun. She's the founder and CEO of Fairway to Green, and she was actually at the last two LPGA events of the season. So, Kelly, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Nathan. Excited to be here and love what you guys are doing with the draw.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been fun starting it out, and it's been a pretty good year on both the PGA and LPGA to kind of start. And honestly, the DP World Tour the last couple of weeks have been great too. I mean, we'll get right into the CME Group Tour Championship and Jeeno winning for the second year in a row. I mean, what much else is there to say about her? Her third win of the year. She wrapped up Players of the Year and Bear Honor trophies, setting a new scoring record, beating Annika by a couple tenths of a point. It's just been kind of her year this year, where last year was Nelly's year. So, I mean, I think it's great for the game of golf to kind of have these two young stars going at it, especially in that final group on that Sunday.
Exactly. I know you couldn't have scripted it better having them both in that final pairing on Sunday. It had such a big crowd. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the tournament, it was kind of not dramatic. I mean, going into Sunday, she had a big lead. I mean, I know her friend um, kind of put some pressure on her early on in the round, but she kind of did what the world number one does and shut it down early. Was there any like sense of like this is Gino's tournament and everyone else is playing for second kind of feeling while you were there that day on Sunday?
Yeah, on Sunday, I would actually take it back to Thursday when Somi Lee took the lead because Gino put together a good round. She put together good rounds every day, but she wasn't the leader in the clubhouse after the first round. And that was when she first alerted to the media that she had actually risked the week prior. And she was like, I'm just happy to survive. I got through the practice round or like the pro-am the day before. I didn't want to tell the media because I didn't want you guys all freaking out about it, but like I did hurt my wrist, and that, of course, continued to be a line of questioning for her throughout the week. But obviously, it didn't hold her back at all. Sunday, it was, yeah, Parjorie came close. I think she was within two or three strokes of her, and I think Gino would have had to have an average round of around even par, and Nelly and Parjorie to go lights out for there to be some true contention in there. But yeah, Gino just seemed to be slow and steady. Well, she was fast and steady really the whole week.
Yeah, I mean, you would have never known she had the injury. I mean, the way she's played all four rounds. I mean, going back to Nelly, I mean, I mean, for her to win seven times last year, not kind of win this year, I know she's been in contention, so it's not a disappointment, but is it something that maybe, I don't know, the golf media or like just golf fans in general, like, would you have thought Nelly would go winless this year?
No, I wasn't expecting it at all. And I don't think Nelly was expecting it either,
Yeah.
but we had a chance to talk to her before, at different press conferences throughout the week. And what she really like emphasized was that the field and the competition is just that much stronger. Her scoring average is lower than it was last season. She's a better player than she was last year, and
Okay.
yet she still didn't win at all. So I think that just goes to show how much potential there is on tour and how much talent and really how deep it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's only a couple of people that won multiple times this year, Gino being one, and Miyu Yamashita, who finished second in player there. She won a couple times too. So again, I think it's great for the LPGA Tour. I know Brian and I talk about it all the time that these new golfers kind of winning for the first time or winning for a couple first time in a couple of years is great, especially with a new broadcast deal. I know, how were the crowds there, both at the Annika and down at the Tour Championship while you were there?
Yeah, I would say the Annika did a fantastic job bringing in crowds. I mean, it was their whole marketing strategy. The Caitlin Clark phenomenon of having her play in the Pro-Am for a second year in a row. I don't think that's going away anytime soon. And then they really made some noise with their sponsor exemptions, especially around Kai Trump. Definitely led to some controversial opinions, but it did its job and it brought in tons of people, whether they were golf fans, not golf fans, people were tuning in to see how she did. So, um, I guess online and in person. She also had tons of crowds. It was really fun watching the Secret Service try to navigate that in their golf clothes. It was very obvious who the Secret Service was. They tried. It looks like someone just gave them a budget and was like, go find golf clothes. And it worked. But yeah, they definitely had their hands full trying to keep the crowd under control. control there. CMEs, I'm hoping for more. It was really quiet during the weekdays, which is understandable. So I was waiting for it to explode over the weekend. And we definitely saw some bigger crowds on Sunday. And I think having Nelly and Jeeno in that final pairing helped with that. But otherwise, I'm hoping we can have some bigger crowds at the CME going forward because it's the top 60 players in the world. You're not going to see a better competition than that week.
What does it mean the new broadcast deal with Golf Channel and the LPGA Tour? What do you see the effects of that having on just the growth of the game? Like obviously more viewership, but also like you said, maybe getting more fans out to the actual golf course.
Yeah, I think Craig Kessler gave us the LPGA Tour commissioner gave us some really nice insights at the media center during the week of the CMEs. And I think past deals with his other initiatives are going to be game changing for the tour. But I mean, it's been 75 years, and for the first time ever in those 75 years, every round of women's golf on the LPGA will be aired live. That's crazy to think about that it's taken this
Yeah,
long, but also just a huge
wild.
step for the game. I know. And then Craig has also seen the potential with the fan bases in Asia, so he already has a really big deal in place with Japan and now with Korea. So I think he's really starting to leverage those fan bases and try to make golf the bigger sport. Like there's a reason why the LPGA has two swings in Asia. It's so big over there. Women's golf is so big, and I think this is just a way to help integrate that more. But I think, like you said, it's more than just the eyes. It's how are they going to use those eyes to engage the crowd and fans more and try to draw more people, not just to the screens, but to the courses. And I think that's where his plan for creating star players to invest in over the next few years is really going to pay off because there's going to be these enhanced stories. I mean, everything we're trying to do at Fairway to Green, he's just going to do at a much bigger
Yeah.
level. So
Yeah.
it's going to be really fun to see.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the enhanced stories. I was reading the press release they released a couple weeks ago, and them saying it's not just the broadcast, but it's what's happening in between the golf shots, like doing the walk and play interviews. Which I don't know if I'm the biggest fan. I'm sure the players are iffy about it. Some are love it, some don't mind it. It's up in the air. I know some of them are good, some of them are not. So we'll see how that is. But I think just the storytelling they said. I know they mentioned it that they're going to be able to highlight some of these players like the Jeenos, the Nellys, I mean, anyone coming up. I mean, whether it's a Brooke Henderson winning in Canada again, I mean, stuff like that. I think that will be great because you see the PGA Tour do it. They do a pretty good job on their socials and through the playing through stuff, and you just know more. I mean, I remember specifically the Sea Island boys a couple years ago with like Keith Mitchell and JT Post and all them, and they had like a mini documentary series on Instagram about that. So if the LPGA can get into that level, I think that would be great for the game. And these young stars are, again, like it's a global game, especially the ladies tour. I mean, so many international winners, and the young generation just lives on their phone. So getting their eyeballs through Instagram or Twitter or something, I think will just help grow the game.
Yeah, 100% agree. I'm really excited to see what the future brings in the next 5 to 10 years on the LPGA. I think it's very bright, and I think Craig is going to be quite the leader in women's sports, and he seems really passionate about it too. So I'm glad he's taking this to that next level.
Yeah, I mean, that I think it'll be great. And I mean, Jeeno is a great character to build around. I know she's had an impressive couple year run here. I know 7 wins on the LPGA Tour is great. The one thing that's missing kind of from her resume is a major. I know she's contended here lately. Is that kind of like, I don't want to say the one thing hanging over her career right now that she doesn't have? I know she's 22 and it's wild to think that, but she's been so dominant in other events that like, is that just like kind of we're just waiting for at that point with her?
I mean, there's always something to reach for in golf, right? A career Grand Slam, I'm sure, is on her list too. Um, Yeah, I mean, like you said, she's 22. I think there's still so much golf from Jeeno for us to see, and she is such a fun personality that I think she is one of those stars that the LPGA is going to harness because she's just so fun. I mean, she loves her Thai food. Like she
Yeah.
wanted to like end interviews early so she could go get food that she like purposely planned out throughout the week. Like this was a huge storyline during CME. Well, maybe not huge, but like it was a running joke within the media center with her because she really wanted that papaya salad on Sunday when
Yeah.
she knew she could afford to not have like the most stable stomach. So she's
Yeah.
Really, just really fun, and just brings some normal life, ordinary, mundane things into the golf world that I think makes her really relatable. So yeah, I don't think it's a sh like it's a shame she hasn't won a major yet, but I don't like I feel like it's a foregone conclusion that she'll get there as long as she's still enjoying the game, loving the game, and still wants to be part of it. I mean, she is such a force that it'll fall her way soon.
Yeah, I think it's like you said. I think it's a matter of time, just kind of how it was a matter of time with like Scotty Scheffler. I don't know if it was her or Paj where he had the quote about them going on a shopping spree now that they both finished
Yeah.
high. So I mean that was just like, oh yeah, they're just 22-year-old girls that like, yeah, we can go on a shopping spree now. So I mean, I thought that was really funny, and obviously your question with her post round with the papaya salad was great too. So yeah, I think again having just international stars. I mean, I know Nelly's up there too, but I mean Jeeno being from Thailand and then Nelly from the USA. I think again just the international stars in this game. I think is great. I think the PGA Tour has some, but I think more so with the LPGA Tour. I think it's just you're seeing it more and more. And again, the golf is great. They love their golf. The Asian swings are great. So I think it's been a really good couple years, and this broadcast deal should be great moving forward for them.
I think so too. Yeah. Very, very optimistic about what the future holds for the tour. Like I said, it's going to be a great 2026, I think.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's just the schedule being released a couple weeks ago, looking at that, seeing all those events, and now with the updated coverage, being able to watch everything and just the little details of the more TrackMan involved, so you can maybe go on the app and see the yardages they're hitting from and all that stuff. I think that's great. I mean, Kelly, thanks for doing this. I know you're pretty busy with doing fairway to green stuff. So again, please go check out our website, check out our Instagram. Thanks, Kelly, for joining us.
Yeah, of course. Never too busy for you guys. Appreciate all you do for us. And you guys are a big part of Fairway to Green. So thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to shift our focus to the PGA Tour. Over a couple weeks ago at the RSM Classic, Sami Välimäki won for his first career PGA Tour win. He became the first player from Finland to win a PGA Tour event, secures his status for 2 years. I mean, the big thing with this tournament is the last chance for these guys to get FedEx Cup points. So again, last kind of stitch, and amazingly enough, in the top 100 coming into this tournament, no one dropped out. So the same top 100 coming into this tournament stayed. There was like a couple people who moved up and down, but no one lost their spot in the top 100, which I thought was crazy for this late in the year and how this event usually works out.
Right, as you said, no one drops out of the top 100. I know the last turn of the year, everyone's like, who's in, who's out, and no, nothing really changed at all. I think is top 50 the signature event, so it kind of
So
determines who can
top
get it.
top 60. So if you finish
Top
51
60.
to 60.
Okay.
So I know a couple people moved in, like Valimaki who won, he moved up. Nico Echeverria moved up, and there was one, I think Max McGravy was the third. So that kicked out Jake Knapp, Kevin Yu, and Jordan Spieth, who came into the FedEx Cup this in the fall, 58th, did not play any fall event, and now misses out on those two signature events. Now, the one signature event is the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, so he'll make it just because that's one of his sponsors, so he'll get into that event no matter what, I assume. But the other one, the Genesis at Riviera, I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe he'll get the sponsors invite like he did last year, but I thought that was strange that he didn't play at all in the fall. At least one event to secure those two spots.
I don't necessarily blame him for not playing in the fall events. I know he's dealt with injuries the past few years and just a lot of golf in general. And it's if you're Jordan Spieth and you're into you're we don't know for sure, but you have a very good chance of getting invited with through sponsors exemptions to some of these signature events, if not all of them that you're not invited, not like qualified into.
Hmm.
I don't think I kind of see where Jordan Spieth is coming from here, and I kind of agree with his decision to not play in this kind of fall stretch, because he is Jordan Spieth. Like,
Yeah, I know he had another kid and the wrist injury and all that, so it makes sense he's taking the time off. But I thought maybe one just to get some FedEx Cup points. But I mean, yeah, like we said, he'll get in. I mean, just like Ricky Fowler did last year, he got in on those sponsor exemptions. Then he got into the top 50. So I don't think it will be an issue for him. I just thought it was kind of weird he didn't play at least one just to maybe secure it just in case. Other than that, I think the most heartbreaking thing was Ricky Castillo, who went real crazy on Sunday. He shot a 62. He needed a tied second or better to keep his PGA Tour card, and he finishes third, one shot out of second place with Max McGreevy. So I think he moved all the way up to it's like 101 or 102, and now he'll get
Yeah, he moved to
conditional
102.
status. Yeah, I mean he'll have conditional status for the year, so I mean, but it's just tough from that conditional status group to get enough starts to you're not getting the signature events where all those elevated points are coming from. But I mean, he battled. I mean, not the it's not the hardest golf course, but it was kind of windy. To shoot a closing round 62 with the PGA Tour, like your card on the line. I mean, all props to him. I was really hoping for a Max McGreevy to maybe make a bogey down the stretch to get Castillo in. But that was a little fun storyline throughout Sunday as they went on.
Yeah, you got to feel for a couple of these guys. You see Ricky Castillo at 102 with third place. Then you also see Lee Hodges at he finished tied for fourth and he was 101 in the standings. So the two
Yeah.
of those guys, pretty heartbreaking to see them finish just outside where they need to be. Obviously, they're not in a really good position going into the week, kind of needing a really big finish. And unfortunately, they were finished just off, and so it sucks to see that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's wild to think like right, they're missing by points over a 36 event season or whatever it is. And it's literally boils down their card or not is like a shot or two where I hit this chip shot to 10 feet instead of 5 feet, or I missed a bad 4 foot putt. And I mean, it's wild
You
like
lip
how you
out or
think,
whatever. Like,
yeah, I mean, you like an event in January, February where, oh, I missed the cut by one, like, oh well, but like now come down to September, October, like those little shots matter. So, I mean, it's tough. But again, Lee Hodges has won on the tour before, so I mean, he he can get like a past winner exemption, so he gets more status. But for Castillo, who's a young player, went to and played at Florida, they said on the broadcast, I mean, it's got to be tough, but I think it only helps. I mean, that resilience, like now he just has to fight a little harder and get on somehow. Now, this week on the PGA Tour, well, I mean, yeah, technically PGA Tour, it's not a sanctioned PGA Tour event. You don't get any FedEx Cup points, and the money doesn't count to their PGA Tour career earnings. Is the Hero World Challenge, which does get world ranking points, which I think is funny because it's 20 golfers only. It's 4 rounds. It's down in the Bahamas. It's sponsored and by Tiger Woods' foundation, hosted by him. Um, really good field. Usually, Scotty Scheffler's the defending championship, won the last two, so he's the favorite. Again, you have JJ Spawn in there, who's the U.S. Open winner. You got names like Hideki Matsuyama, Sam Burns, Andrew Novak, Aaron Rai, Jordan Spieth, who we mentioned earlier. He's in it. So this won't help towards the FedEx Cup points, but gets him a couple of world ranking points that he can maybe move up in the world rankings with a win or something. That will get him into some events as well. It's a good event. Usually, it's usually good because there's 20 of the top players in the world. The prize is $1 million. Nothing crazy. It's broadcasted on Golf Channel. It should be a good event. I I would pick Scotty again just because he's Scotty Scheffler. He's won here back-to-back years, and he's coming off another great year.
yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, it's just a fun little event. 20 players in December when there's really not much going on, and as you mentioned, it was Tiger Woods Foundation kind of sanctioned event. So I think it's always good to see Tiger Woods. Even though Tiger's not playing, I think still probably recovering from. I think he's recovering from another back surgery
Yeah, I
that he
saw
had
that in the
a
like
month or two
press
ago.
conference.
So I mean, that obviously it stinks to not have Tiger Woods. I don't know if it is. Do you know if he's gonna be there or obviously he's not playing,
I
but.
think he'll be there, but I don't. Yeah, he's not going to play. He said he's not going to play in the PNC Championship down in Florida in a couple weeks with Charlie, which is a bummer because that's always a cool event. Yeah, I at this point, like he'll probably play. I want to say he'll play again at some point, but I don't know.
It's hard to say. I don't know if Tiger will,
And if he
so
does,
much the
it's
human
not
body
gonna
can take.
like would like obviously the next event he would play would probably be the Masters in April, and that's 5 months away. So maybe in 5 months. But we've seen it before. Was it 2 years ago? He had to withdraw on Saturday because he was in pain, and it's if it's cold, it's not really great for him either. Like I don't know. I don't know if we see him play here for a little while.
Yeah, it stinks to see that. I mean, this event really, as it's just for all these golf sickos, it just here's a fun little 20-person tournament in December when there hasn't been, you haven't seen these top players in
Yeah.
a few months because most of them have not played since the Ryder Cup, or some of them have played on the DP World Tour trying to get points there, finish up the season. But for these American guys, haven't really seen them since the Ryder Cup. So I guess. That's all it really is. Bahamas. I guess they're probably not going to complain about going to the Bahamas, playing in a Tiger Woods tournament for a pretty large payday for just showing
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah,
I mean,
get
kind of good all around for everyone.
Yeah, I mean it's usually a good field. I know like there's like qualifications for like 16 or 17 players, and then Tiger Woods gets three sponsor invites. The sponsors invites are Akshay Bhatia, Billy Horschel, and then Jordan Spieth. Not that crazy of people. Akshay is one of the better young golfers, and then Billy Horschel is just Billy Horschel. He's coming back from hip surgery, so it's good for him to get in there some more event. And then Jordan Spieth is close friends with Tiger, so that makes sense. Alex Noren's probably the most shocking name in the field, but he did win twice on the DP World Tour this fall. So that's great. I know there are like three or four people making their debut here, so they've never played there before. But again, yeah, I mean, you have Cam Young, who we haven't seen since the Ryder Cup, Sam Burns, we haven't seen from the Ryder Cup, Sepp Straka, who again played in the Ryder Cup and then played or was able to play in the DP World Tour Championship and then didn't because of personal reasons, is now playing in this. So I found that strange. But again, what it's his life, so I don't know. But it's funny that he would play this kind of non-sanctioned event and not the bigger purse event where he's from in Europe. But oh well. Wyndham Clark kind of coming off a disappointing year. He's in the field. Chris Gotterup, another young golfer. He's making his debut here. So again, yeah, it's a good field. We'll see. If Scotty, I think, won last year by 6. I think it was last year over Tom Kim. So if we come to Sunday and he's winning his third title in a row here, not that shocking to me.
No, not at all. Scotty Scheffler, the obvious favorite here, even though there is a very strong field. You see like Robert McIntyre. Um, I don't I don't see Rory McIlroy in here,
Nope.
which maybe was a little surprising. I don't know if he played in it last year, but
I
it's
don't
I mean
know if he ever really plays in this. I think it's like one of those things where he's like, I don't need to. I'm
I
Rory
mean
McIlroy.
he did have a very long season.
Yeah.
He played on the since January on the PGA Tour, and then obviously the DP World Tour finished up last year. He won the tour the championship of the DP World Tour.
Yeah.
So it's been a long year of golf for Rory McIlroy, and he's probably hopefully on a beach somewhere just chilling out.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like I know Justin Thomas has played here before, but obviously with his back surgery, he's not there. Xander, I know, has played before. Cantley's played before. But yeah, again, I think like you said, it's nice for those golf sickos who have nothing else to do, who want to watch golf, and we're kind of in that like dull period of the PGA Tour, LPGA Tour season where like both tours are over. I mean, we have the Grant Thornton Invitational coming up here soon, so that's always cool to see the PGA Tour pros and LPGA Tour pros play together. Again, that PNC Championship down in Orlando in January too. That's always a fun one. But I like, yeah, not many events here. So I mean, I know we'll probably do podcasts here. Like we could do like some recaps and kind of pick. I know the LPGA Tour announced Jeeno as the Player of the Year just because they do it based on a point system. The PGA Tour doesn't. So I mean, we can give our picks for the year. We can look ahead to next year, kind of look at the major championship venues, stuff like that. So continue check out Fairway to Green, their website. Check out our Instagram. Um, like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, and watch and listen to us wherever you can get your podcast from, as we kind of head into the golf off season. Do you have anything else, Brian, before we say goodbye until next week?
Nothing much. Hope everyone's enjoying their holidays. Christmas, Hanukkah coming up. So yeah, stay warm, everyone, especially those. I know it's snowing recently, so everyone stay warm.
Yeah,
Have a
been
happy
been snowing
holidays.
here in New York a little, so it's getting that time of year where I'm like, oh, why do I live here? But yeah, again, we'll see you guys next week.